Ati Allah wa ati Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. And always a reminder for myself, an abdukul ajizu da'ifu miskinu zalim al-jahal. If by the grace of Allah we're still in existence, madad ya Sayyidi ya Rasul Kareem ya Habib al-Azim, madad ya Sayyidi ya Sultan al-Awliya ma Shaykh Abdul Faiz al-Daghestani, Sultan al-Awliya ma Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani, Sultan al-Qulubina mawlana shaykh Sham Kabani, madad al-Haqqi hujjatullahi al-Mukhlis. In this month of Ashiqeen, in the month of love, a reminder always for myself is our life is to seek out the real love. In a world that everything is but an illusion, that Allah guarantees this dunya is an illusion. From what we see, we physically know and scientifically know that everything's spinning like a hologram and none of it is real. All the way to the deceit of the deceitful one who brings all the imitated lights and all the festivities to imitate what we lost. The soul knows and the nafs knows that what was in heavens of lights, of realities, of medallions, for every good deed and every action, new lights are continuously being dressed upon the soul of the servant. Each light a different colour than the light before. Allah doesn't recycle. For every moment there's a new tajalli coming upon the servant, medallions of lights and all sorts of rewards that the servants are achieving by their good deeds, by their prayers, by their salawats, by their zikrullah, all the actions that Allah finds pleasing. Allah dressing so much dress upon the soul that the angels are astonished. Because angels are at a stagnant, they don't go up, they don't go down, they stay at one level. They don't do good to go higher, they're doing what Allah commanded and ordered them to do. Insan is the one that can go down, and if Allah inspire, he does good actions and goes up. When he goes down it counts as 1, when he goes up Allah counts him as 10. So it's already rigged in our favour. Because you do one thing wrong you get 1 penalty, you do one thing good you get 10 hasanat. So Allah wants, the game is rigged so that you win. To achieve what Allah wants to achieve means these are all these blessings. This is the real love from Allah's Divinely Presence, that the angels are astonished by the lights that insan is capable of achieving. And Shaytan comes to deceive the believer and give them false lights. So before this, the example of Las Vegas, the city of all false lights and fake lights and allurements. The people look and they're astonished, and in this season all these lights and all that glitters, but it's not gold. Everything is shining, sparkling, and people are happy. Children are happy, people remember. Why? Because the soul knows, hey, you should have had these lights on our soul. And when the soul sees, it sees, every beatific action, it pulls a light from paradise is coming upon the soul. Every time they praise, lights are coming out of the soul, dressing the soul, blessing the soul. Every zikr that they make, they're pulling energies out of what Allah want to dress, malaika to come and to dress the servant with these lights. All of these beatific lights. But Shaytan fools and says, no, let me give you a fake love. But the consequence of this fake love, it has no more lights from Allah. So let me sell you a whole bunch of LEDs, which is like it's LED. I'm going to give you LED lights where they just glitter and they ching 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 ching, but it's not the real. And then they come into our life and teach us, and the most important is the love and muhabbat. And everybody is in search of that love, everybody is in search of that reality. But unfortunately this dunya, people try to find that love within other people. And as a result of trying to find that love within other people, they begin to try to fashion and mold people to their likings. Because there's a void, the insan has a void when their love, when Allah described, I created no one with two hearts and I created you to worship me. And all worshipness is based on muhabbat and love. So it means the only love was for Allah. And Allah begins then to teach at that time that, my love, قُلْ إِنِ كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِ. If you want my love, if you want Shaitan's love, then he's going to offer you all different loves and all sorts of different packages. So the real love and that which we're seeking of real love, Allah says, then come, you want my love, I'm going to give you my love, فَاتَّبِعُونِ. Follow my most beloved. Because when you follow the real source of love, pure and purified one whom Allah is so pleased, khuluqul azim, beyond any prophet, the perfection of Sayyidina Muhammad, follow that way, then I'm going, yuhibbukumullah, Allah is going to grant Divinely love. That's it, that's all everybody is in search of, Divinely love of Allah. So if they say, no, we love Allah but that's it, you're wrong. Allah says in Qur'an, قُلْ إِنِ كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ. Tell them if they want, they didn't get it. It's not easy to get Allah's love. All creation is seeking Allah's love. Every prophet of God was seeking Allah's love. But Prophet was been granted Allah's love. Allah was seeking to always please Prophet. It's different. When Allah grant the title of my beloved, everyone else is trying to love Allah. Prophet to love Allah, Prophet's gift from Allah is my Divinely love. I want to make you happy. I'm going to give you all this creation as a gift. I'm going to give you unimaginable darajats and realities. When we love that reality, the love of Allah begins to dress us and bless us. Shaitan comes and begins to take that love away. They fooled us and deceived us when we were young because they weren't teaching. So you start to go into different directions and you're looking for love in all the wrong places. How come there's a song for everything? Because it's a zikr of Shaitan. You're looking for love in all the wrong places, in all the wrong faces. Because Shaitan is deceiving. He knows, I'm going to keep Allah and Prophet away, how about this one? And then matches are made and people come together and in their soul they know about Allah. Allah is the source and the power within their soul. You can't fool the soul. Because they want that heavenly love, everything is based on now manipulating people and each other. You gotta love me this way because that's what you wanted from Allah. You got to respond to me this way. And we begin to try to fashion and mold humans and think, I'm going to change them to love me a certain way. Why? Because insan is void of their real love. The real love should have been for Allah. If your real love is Allah and Allah guide you to the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, you become so full with love, every other love doesn't have any benefit. But when you're hungry, you're looking in all the wrong places. And everything that Allah gave of a secret, even just the reaction of man and woman when they come together, the whole world is fighting for that moment of their coming together. The ecstasy, the expression of their coming together, that's a reality from paradise. And Shaitan make them to keep running after the dunya, trying to seek it, as if they had a moment from the reality of paradise. Rijalullah get that ecstasy when they move into Divinely presence. And awliyaullah can give their students that feeling. If they send a haal upon their energy, upon their soul, they can lose their wudu instantly because of the ecstasy of that Divinely light. If Allah send the reality of those lights and beatific fragrances, beatific love of Sayyidina Muhammad, the soul is completely lost. The soul will reach such an ecstasy of love that the entire body can't even hold what the soul is experiencing. And that's the Divinely love that Allah intended. If you're full with me, if you love my Divinely presence, and I direct you to the love of Sayyidina Muhammad because you're a human creation. You need a human example. How can you just love Allah without knowing what is a human supposed to do? So the exemplar of faith comes and teaches, if you're looking for that love, follow what I did, follow my character, follow my way, and then Allah will too love you, because this is what Allah wanted. And Prophet brought the love of all the Prophets. You cannot have just Prophet and no other Prophet, because Prophet brought the complete dish, brought the complete reality. Love all of the Prophets, they're all my brothers. Each one has a perfection in your character to complete your love from Allah. Qalb al-mu'min Baytullah. When we begin to study the realities of the heart is the house of Allah. Allah says, you want to come into my house is comprised of my Prophets, my most beloved souls. Each of them have a time message and more important an eternal message of how to complete your heart like their heart. That heart is a heart of ashiqeen and love. And all our moving and everything we're doing is seeking that Divinely heart, that Divinely love. And all Shaytan wants is to find it within each other, and don't mention the Divine. And that's why there's so many difficulties in relationships. People are trying to mold and to change each other, when if you ask a shaykh, 99.9% of the people never change. You can never make someone change. Allah and Prophet described, I believe in hadith, that to move a mountain is easier than to move the heart of a person. How they made Allah, how He made a servant is not something you can get into a relationship, I'm going to change the person. How are you going to change if Allah didn't change them? It's like you banging your head against the wall. If Allah says, no, they're not going to change anything, they're not going to eat differently, they're not going to do it differently, they're not going to smile at you, nothing. You say, no, I'm going to change them. That becomes then the great conflict. That's why 99% of all marriages now are all divorced. Okay, each one coming in think they're going to change somebody, when the haqqaiq is you can change no one, you can only change yourself. And I don't change a condition of a people until they change what's within themselves. It's so easy to want to fix outside without fixing inside. Walk into an environment and find everything wrong, but I didn't find anything wrong with myself yet. So tasawwuf and tazkiyah comes to teach, before you seek relationships, before you try to make new relationships, change old relationships, the tariqah comes as a guidebook from heavens. One, real love is only with Allah and His Rasul. You have to be taught and redirect your chain not upon insan and humans, but take your chain and connect it to the heavens. The rope of Allah, we'll go to that tomorrow night. When the real love and the real direction is established, now how to interact with our human relations. If I have that love for the heavens and I'm good with the heavens, my love is satisfied. I'm not trying to change and alter people. The tariqah then comes, and then you should be working only on yourself. I cannot fix anyone in a relationship, but what I do have control and to a very limited ability is to fix myself. So I'm just going to look at myself, I'm going to find all the faults in myself, I'm going to see everything wrong, and that's why they say, Ya Wahhab, Ya Wahhab, Ya Wahhab, Ya Musabbib al-Asbab, Ya Mufattah Abwab, Ya Muqallib al-Qulubi wal-Absar. This du'a is all about opening my own heart, finding my own difficulties. Dalil al-Muttahidin, ufawwidu amri inallahu basirun bil ibad. That you are the one whom is the guide of the bewildered. If you're not trying to fix other people, you'll be bewildered at trying to fix yourself. Then why is this always happening to me? Why is this difficulty continuously facing me? And then those of tafakkur and contemplation, they look for the solution inside. It's not your job to fix the world. If you fix yourself, the world will change. Allah will move the world to be something different in front of you. If we don't fix ourselves, Allah makes the world to change you, because everything will come to beat you into different directions into Allah's submission. When I fix myself, for example, you go somewhere and continuously everybody is angry with you, everywhere you go. You should probably think that maybe Allah's angry with you. He makes all the characters of the play to do something wrong with you. Who's controlling those characters? Who's ufawwidu amri ya Rabbi, ya verily you're watching my condition. Allah's reply is, you better believe it, I'm sending you the condition. So then they tafakkur, they contemplate, what is it that you want? I want something better in your character. I want you to do your zikr, I want to do your practices, I want you to focus on your anger. This is just one example. When the student sees that, why is this continuously happening, this event and this condition in my life, they're been trained to then look at what's going wrong. When you understand what's going wrong, then the shaykh will guide you to your solution. You do your zikr on that, you do your ismullah that will resolve that attribute and that characteristic. If it has to be halim and patience because you have anger, if you have to wash because you have anger, which anger is the most dangerous in this day and age right now. Anger is the fire of shayateen that make somebody to explode and do something that they greatly may regret. So it means that if I don't fix myself, identify my sickness, work on my sickness, not look to anyone else but myself on my sickness, then I can seek its cure, where I begin to change myself. And then Allah's reality opens that I don't change a condition until you change yourself. So it means the reverse is, once you change yourself, Allah changes entirely the condition around you because He's happy with you. Why He needs to make everybody to come and bother you if He's happy with you? Allah's rida and satisfaction be dressing upon you. He make all the creatures to come and to eat from your hands, to fly. So I saw one of the guys was feeding a hummingbird. He has a peaceful tajalli, Allah make the birds to come to eat from your hand, not to look at you like a baki and then run. Yeah, good character. If Allah happy with you, the whole world will run after you. If Allah angry with you, the whole world will seek to beat you. We pray that Allah dress us from happiness, rida and satisfaction, forgive us our wrongs and our doings, and grant us His Divinely, real Divinely love of Allah, love of Sayyidina Muhammad, love of Ashab al-Nabi, ahlul bayt al-Nabi, love of awliyaullah fi samahi wa fil ard, Ya Rabbi, bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Strongly recommend, please don't put your hands in the face of any wild creatures hoping to feed them. Good, this concludes our broadcast for this evening. The shaykh, I saw a bobcat outside, I thought I'd go out and feed them. Coyotes, wolves.